Hello and welcome to Front Row Racing's Project Cars Friday League, otherwise known as the PCF. Now, apologies for getting the live stream up a little bit later than we would like, but we're just hanging on a few moments because we've got a bit of a poor turnout this evening, which is a little bit depressing. But in a way, I'm not overly surprised with these Formula Bs. Pretty much every driver has been losing wheels in these cars this season. So nothing new for the guys there, and this is a track, Oschersleben, round 9, where we're probably going to be seeing wheels disappear again. I mean, Ray has nicknamed this particular class of cars as the Formula Nay wheels, which in Scottish means no wheels. So what Ray and Kev are just sorting out now is, with there only being a handful of the drivers here this week, whether we do a half distance race. It's what we've done in the PCS before, with there only being a few of the drivers. A bit pointless doing a full distance unless the drivers really want to do so. So you just have to bear with me a few moments while Ray and Kev get that sorted out. I will just send Ray another invite back into the chat party in case he can't get back in, which is probably what he's fine that he can't do, but we'll see what they say. The drivers have been sent additional invites, and those that aren't online have also been sent invites. So yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of the drivers, they're looking forward to that point where we change over into the LMP2s for the second season of the PCF League. And the reason I say that is there's less chance of losing a wheel in the LMP2s than in the Formula Bs. Okay, so this is round 9 of the PCF. There will be one round left to go next week, which will be at Brno for what should be 26 laps. But while we're waiting, I'll just go through the standings in the PCF League. We've got Kev 187 leading the way on 112 points, with Dave the Harp 4 points behind him on 108. We then got Neo Tig Jr. on 89 points, followed by Grable on 87. Mulrine on 59, Jason on 49, Hesselden on 49, Duofin on 36, GT5 King, who we haven't seen for a while, on 30, Woolhouse on 27, Bartman on 16, Stringy on 13, Mybad on 11, and Richie Davey also on 11. So, title fight essentially then between Kev, Dave, possibly Neo Tig if he can get a victory here, and Grable could still be in with a shout if he continues to race. Okay, we've got Ray back with us. So Ray, what's the call that's being given?
They're going to go down to 3/4. It's 8 laps.
Okay, no problem. So I'll let you get that set up, and while you're doing that, I will just send out some final invites to any and all of the drivers who should be in, as long as I don't miss any of them. So apologies for the blue screen at the moment, folks, but you just have to put up with that one, I'm afraid. I'll send these invites out. Although it is a little frustrating that on Project Cars it does only let you send out 8 invites at a time when a lobby is capable of holding 16. Why it does that, I do not know, unless it was simply to try and match how many you can fit into a chat party. So just bear with us a moment while we get the rest of these invites sent out. What I do find a little frustrating is that we've had a few guys over the last couple of weeks saying, I want to join this, and okay, yep, no problem, come on, and then they're not online. So it's a little bit frustrating there, but anyway. So Ray, you've done a few laps around this track. Okay, you've done 1 lap around this track. How did it go for you? Is there any notes that you made about this particular circuit that the drivers are going to have to bear in mind? Okay, really annoying. My friends listen now, not showing me any names, but anyway, go on.
The pit exit. The left-hand turn of the pit exit's okay. The right-hand turn, just clench your cheeks and hope for the best.
So you reckon we're going to be seeing a few cars getting a bit of damage then in the pit lane?
If they don't split, well, on the right hand one they could if they bomb it down. Sorry, the left hand turn, if they bomb it down and don't think about it, then they could hit the wall. But on the right hand turn, you could save it, but you could end up spinning onto the racing line of traffic coming towards you.
Okay, so we'll have to keep an eye on the pit lane then. Okay, right, I think we're all ready to go. So you can click ready when you are ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
I mean,
out what control I'm using. Is it the wheel? Is it the pad?
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's been a while since I've done any laps around this particular circuit, but I do know that this is a very, very tricky track. Turn 2, horrible. Turn 3 is not too bad, but then as you get around to it's about turn 5 or 6. I'll just pop up my track map. Turn 6 and 7, so just after the triple left-hander. The change of direction between 6 and 7, which is at the top of the screen at the moment, that's a very easy corner to lose control of the car. And now we have got corner names for this particular circuit. So something to let you know, Ray, that you can do while you're viewing is if you press R2 to bring up the track map, it will actually show you the driver's sector times, whether they are up or down on their previous sectors. And what a view we've got of the pit lane. On this particular camera angle, can barely see a bloody thing. Okay, corner names. Oh, we've got a car going on track. That'll be Neo Tig. He tends to go out in the car that looks a little bit like a Mercedes. No, he's gone back into the garage. Okay, turn 1 is called the Hotel Curve. Turn 2 doesn't really seem to have a name. Turn 3 is the Hasselrode. And then we're into what is called the Triple. Then we're on to turns 8 and 9, which is called the Chicane. And then on to the Stadium Straight. And then into the right-left chicane of Shell and Man. And then Bauer and Zeppelin for the final 2 corners. So, Neo Tig trying to get out of the pit lane then. So as he goes round, I will mention a couple of these names again. So this is Hotel, turn 1 and 2. And as you can see with Neo Tig, very, very cold tyres in these cars become very, very tricky on track. The left-hander here is Hasselrode. Shouldn't be too tricky a corner really, but it's this that now gets tricky. You've got a very fast triple left apex into a right-hand curve, and it does get very, very tricky. I reckon we will see cars potentially spinning here. And the right-hander does not have a name. And then we head up to turns 8 and 9, the chicane, which just spelt a little differently than how we would spell it. Interesting cones there as well. And then a nice little right-hander onto the Stadium Straight, which takes us up to the right-hand corner of Shell and the left-hand corner of Man. Now this right-left chicane is actually quite a high-speed corner or set of corners, as long as you can get it right. Then we're into the right-hander of Bauer, maybe it's Jack Bauer, and then the final corner of Zeppelin, and we're on to a very fast start-finish straight, which then heads us into a very slow, very tight turn 1. So we'll see how Neo Tig gets on here. Now obviously there is different compound tyres available for the Formula Bs, but we do not impose any rules, as I'm guessing that's Kev187 taking a very interesting line out of the pit exit and blocking Neo Tig as he does so. Is that Kev by any chance, Ray?
I'm just about to check. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Now, we did see Kev roll his car at Silverstone last week and park it up against the barrier. And if anyone hasn't seen the Front Row Racing World Series race on F1 2015 from last night, go and check it out, because there is one of the most amazing crashes I've ever seen on that. It just left me laughing when I watched it back. So Neo Tig could be the first to set a lap time, but seeing as he's been blocked on his lap, it could quite easily be compromised. And as I was saying, there is 2 compounder tyres for these cars, but there is no rule that we impose of having to use both compounds. So for the drivers, it's all down to what they're comfortable with, what they feel they get the best speed out of, or the longest tyre life. So what are you expecting from the Formula Bs this evening, Ray? Do you reckon we're going to see anybody with no wheels on the on the car?
Yeah, because Kev's off track, but he's got his wheels.
He's got his wheels, but he's got no forward motion. Now, we were talking to Kev before this. He has said he hasn't had any practice around here, which, as we know, if you haven't practiced in these Formula Bs, you're going to struggle. But he has also told us what he's had to eat. What was it? A couple of enchiladas, a rack of ribs, half a Victoria sponge cake. So I'm kind of glad that he's not in the chat party with us, because all we would hear is burping and farting all the way through the session. Now, Hesselden 90. Maybe he's got a bit of a problem with his pedals. I'm wondering whether he's come on without actually having his wheel plugged in beforehand, but I doubt that very much. But he may still have an issue with his pedals. He was saying that last week he did have a problem with his pedals in the qualifying session. Now, Hesselden's just put a pole time in of a 1:17.5. I have no idea what sort of lap times we'll be looking at around this track, because I haven't actually asked any of the drivers what they can get, but at the moment it's a 1:17 to beat. And Neotig's done a 1:20, but he was blocked on that lap, and he's not far off completing this one as he's into the final corner. So, struggling with a lot of understeer, so we'll see what he gets as he crosses the line. I would like to see at least a 1:17 or a 1:18, so 1:18.8. Mulrine's in the 1:22s at the moment. We'll see how he gets on.
So we'll have no wheels and no idea.
Yeah, exactly. Mulrine, bit of understeer, lucky not to spin it there, and he's got a car not too far behind him, which could be Hesselden or it could be Dave the Harp. Okay, Mulrine, coming into the start-finish straight, so let's see if he is going to improve on his time. He does, knocks it down to a 1:20.7. It wasn't Dave the Harp who's behind him. I think he's on his first flying lap at the moment. And for Dave the Harp, he could do with getting a finishing result here in a higher position than Kev 187. That's all he needs to achieve. So as he heads down towards the start-finish line, we'll see what time he does. It's a 1:15.9, that's pole position. Hesselden did improve to a 1:16.9, but Dave the Harp's just gone and smashed a second off it, and then gone straight on at turn 1. So showing that it's...
Kev's hit the wall.
Kev has hit the wall and left a big black tyre mark on it and is now back into the pits. I tell you what, Ray, we've lost someone from the session. Can you send Jason another invite, please?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, no problem. So Neotig has crossed the line again, but has not improved his time. With 8 minutes of the session left to go, plenty of time for the drivers to get back to the pits, put some more fuel in, new set of tyres, and get back out onto the circuit. Hesselden is heading to the pits. He's actually driving into the pits, which I suppose is good practice, but in qualifying you do not need to. You can return to the garage. Dave the Harp looks like he is continuing on for another lap. He obviously went off at turn 1 though, so this won't be a particularly fast one. As Ray said, the pit entry here is a very tricky one, the pit exit is a very tricky one. So the drivers are going to have to be careful and know what the car's capable of when they exit the pits. So is Dave gearing up for another flying lap, or is he feeling that this one's actually better, even though he went off? He's not improved, so obviously it is to set another lap. Let's see how he gets on into turn 1 on this occasion, and it is a horrible corner, turn 1 here. At the start of the race we could see a collision, which hopefully with few drivers on the grid we won't actually have. Let's see, I'll pop up the timing screen or the track map so we can see if he's up through sector 1 at all. And the sector time here, he's 8/10 up in sector 1. If that's on his previous lap, then that's not saying much. If it's on his best lap, then that's saying a lot. So into the tricky corners. Jason has now rejoined us, thankfully, but then it's said that he has also left the session. Let's hope he can get back in. Dave the Harp very, very quick there through the chicane. Now onto the stadium section, as we've got 3 cars leaving the pits all at the same time. Dave's just gone through the second sector and he's still 8/10 up And if he's 8/10 up on both sectors, that's going to be a massive change in time. Oh, he's gone around a little bit wide on the penultimate corner as Jason rejoins. Is he going to be able to carry the speed and carry the time to the finish line? So 1:14.9, so he does knock a second off his pole position time. Hesselden is one of the first cars of the three that has just come out of the pits. And we have another one leaving the pits. I think Jason has got back in. What have you got for us, Ray?
Kev's struggling.
Well, yeah, well, without having any practice, he will be struggling. I mean, this is... Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Easily done though around here. I was going to say, I mean, Kev does know this track. He has been around here before, but I think one of the last times it was around here, it was actually in the Formula A's, which were very tricky around here. But it's one of those things, if you've got a fat belly, or a full belly, should I say, and not a lot of practice, and you're struggling to get round to do the first lap to get the tyres up to temperature, you're going to struggle to get any kind of representative lap time in. But as we saw at Silverstone last week, Kev is good enough to improve on his lap times throughout the race and still come out and win. Okay, he's leaving the pits now as well, just ahead of Hesselden, who's just starting his next flying lap. So we'll see how he gets on through his sectors. As Kev's just spun it. Sorry, go on.
Dave the Harps went down to a 1:14.097.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so he's knocked another 9/10 off his lap on that one. Hesselden, I didn't get to see whether he was up on his time or not because I was too busy looking at Kev having spun again. But at the moment,
it's still up in his time. He's pushing. He's got Kev in front of him, I think it is. Hope Kev get out his way.
Nope, I doubt it very much. Oh no, he has done. Okay, so 3 corners to go, or should I say 2 corners, now no corners, to the next sector time. So we'll see if Dave is up again. He is obviously settled into this track straight away. He is 2/10 up. No, he's lost the rear end. That's cost him, that has. How's Hesselden getting on? He's just whereabouts is he? Heading up to the start-finish line now and can't improve. He's 1.2 down. Neotig's up to 3rd place and is...
Dave the Hut did improve, he's a 1:13.826.
Wow, so even though he's had a big sideways moment, he has managed to improve his time. So Dave really is hooked up into this track right now. He is, I mean, at the moment, he's 3 seconds faster than anybody else. At this rate, he'll be lapping everyone. Hesselden is down in Sector 1. Let's see how Neotig is getting on. He's not long come through Sector 2. Through the penultimate corner of Bauer. Now Zeppelin just to go. And then up to the finish line. Can he improve on his lap at all? Come on, Neotig. Give us a fight against Dave the Harp up at the front. He's not improved. He's 2 seconds down. We'll stay on board with him, though. I mean, he did say at Silverstone last week he wasn't overly bothered about qualifying. His plan was just to put in a semi-decent lap in qualifying, then in the warm-up go and do a flying lap that shows everyone, hang on a minute, this guy's got pace. But he did say that during I asked him how his race actually went in Silverstone, and he said it started great, then it went bad, and then it went really shot. Obviously it wasn't shot, he said, but that's what I'm going to convert it to. And he's down in Sector 1, so he's not going to improve on this lap, I don't think. Mulrine, whereabouts is he on track? Just come through Sector 2, struggling a little bit with the balance of the car maybe. 2 corners to go before he gets to the finish line. And we'll see if he can improve on his lap from a 1:20.3.
Has got into the lobby, he's out on track.
Okay, so
he's got back in.
Yep, Jason has got back in the blue and yellow car. Now, is he just about to finish a lap or is he just about to start one? It looks like he's taking it very, very easily, so I would guess he's just about to start a lap. He is, so we'll see how he gets on. Now, he hasn't had a lot of chance to get any laps in this particular session, so I don't think we're going to see him lighting up any of the timing screens. He's only got enough time for this lap now, with the lap times being around the 120s and under. The guys have got about 6 seconds to cross the line to get their final laps in. I think Jason's being caught up. Oh, so Kev does manage to get a lap time in. Jason looks like he perhaps just working out what the car's capable of. He's moving out of the way for Neotig. So Jason not actually going for a lap then. And Dave the Harp is on a 13. Oh, Hesselden's pushed it through turns 1, 2 and is now off at the hotel. Kev's back in the pits, so that's his session over. So I'm going to watch Neotig if you want to watch Dave the Harp, Ray, and see if Dave's going to improve on his lap time at all. I want to see if Neo can...
No, he's in the pits.
Okay, so it's over for Dave. So Neotig may be the only one, him and Mulrine, if you want to watch Mulrine to see what he's doing, Neo may be the only one that can really challenge now for the first few spots on the grid.
Mulrine a 120.3.
Okay, now Neotig coming around the final corner. Can he improve on that 118.4? Come on, Neo. No, he can't. So that'll be it. That's going to be session over, effectively. Yep, he's back in the pits. So Dave the Harp then, having got 6 laps in on his best being at 113.8.
Close for Yarson. Is it getting his time in? Yep, a 140.156.
But we did see him slow. Yeah, we did see him slow down to let Neotig past. Kev is out on track still, but not enough time to complete his lap. So, for the 6 drivers taking part, Dave the Harp could just run away from this one, 3.1 seconds ahead, unless Hesselden, Kev, Neo, Mulrine, and Jason can find a big chunk of time in this warm-up session. Dave the Harp could be a bit of a lone wolf out at the front. Okay, so we have now got a 5-minute warm-up session where for the drivers it's a chance to get their strategies sorted out or go and find out where that bit of time they're missing is on the track. So, Ray, we've had the qualifying session. Has it surprised you?
Yeah. Where the hell does Dave the Harp get time to practice the Formula Bs and
F1?
Genettas and the F1. That's 3 different leagues.
Yep. Kev is struggling to get the car to actually get on the track at the moment. See, Kev, you shouldn't have had that half a sponge cake. Blame it on the sponge cake.
It's way down the rear end a bit. Too much grip.
Oh, yeah. Kev is actually the only one that's out on track at the moment. And the thing is, in these Formula Bs, when you leave the pits, there is no temperature in the tyres at all. They don't get pre-warmed in the garage, so you come out of the pits with them absolutely stone cold. So you do have to be very, very careful when you leave in the pits, because they will just spin quite easily. And if you spin them, it doesn't really help you actually get temperature up. Now, I do know that... Whoa, he's into the barrier again. Oh dear, that's the front wheel gone. But this is what I was about to say, that you can get on the track, the temperature isn't there, and you can even get halfway round the track, building a bit of confidence, but they're still not up to temperature, and bang, you lose it again, as Kev did on that occasion. So you do have to really look after your tyres when you leave the pits. I do know when Project Cars first came out, a trick that a few people used to use was to sit there, do a few donuts to warm the tyres up. But to be honest, in the Formula Bs, I don't think that's really going to benefit you, because you sit there doing donuts, you're just going to wear the tyres. Whereas what you want to do is warm them up without wearing them out. Well, just over 2.5 minutes to go left of the warm-up session. Now we are on to a reduced laps race, given the number of drivers that we've got, which will give me plenty of time to hopefully order a Chinese after this race, because I am starving now. But what can I say? Fridays, busy days. Now, if anyone's watching and is interested in joining the Project Cars Friday League, I would say send Front Row Racing Facebook page a message, because it appears we have the spaces, and in the next season of the Project Cars Friday League, we will be moving to the LMP2 cars. So after this race and the next round, we will be moving to LMP2s. Something we haven't confirmed yet, though, is whether we'll be having much of a break from the end of the 10 rounds, so like after next week, because our F1 season finishes next week, and then we will be having a break before the next season starts, but we haven't discussed what we'll do with the project cars, but with it being Christmas soon, then obviously over Christmas and New Year's, I don't think we'll be racing then, not in a league capacity anyway. Well, we know you can't. We know you. I was going to say, we know you can't drive, right? Anyway, let's give Jason a bit of TV time for the last 1 minute 20 seconds, I reckon. And nobody's actually been able to set a time yet. But with it only being a 5-minute warm-up session, I mean, an out lap's going to take you, 1 minute 30, then you've got your time lap, another 1 minute 20, so you're only really going to get a chance to put one time lap in. If you're testing heavy fuel or sorting your strategy out, chances are you're not going to get a lap in. This is just a bit of a shakedown session. Oh, Kev's behind Jason. He actually looked like he carried a bit of speed through that chicane then. Maybe Kev's finding his groove. Oh, he might be. So Jason's just moved out of the way. Mulrine has managed to set a time. Let's go and watch Kev, because he might spin again. It's always enjoyable watching Kev 187 spin and lose a wheel. Shows that he isn't a robot.
Oh, get that song, You Spin Me Right Round.
Exactly.
And a Formula B.
Oh, now he's just done a 1 minute 15.6. Not quite as fast as Dave the Harp, but it is within 1.8 seconds, as Kev decides that the cone on turn 1 needs replacing a little bit. So, I mean, I think we could be in for potentially an interesting race, because Dave the Harp's already on the pace. Neotig could be sandbagging a little bit, and Kev, if he doesn't lose a wheel, is just going to get faster and faster and faster. So could be in for a very interesting 28 lap race coming up.
Yeah, especially with that 115 put in place, and that was only what whatever your tyres were at, so you never got them up to temperature.
Yep, that is very, very true. Okay, the lights are flashing, they're about to go green, and away they go. Green. Let's hope they don't go crashing into each other in turn 1, because that's the last thing we would want any of the guys to do. But it looks like Hesselden has managed to get out into the lead into turn 1. He's gone a little bit wide. Dave the Harp's in second. Kev in third, with Neotig running a little bit wide around turn 2. Come on, show us the cars, not the corner. Thank you very much. Oh, Neotig's under a little bit of pressure from the car behind. No, he's managed to break that gap. So Kev in third then, with Dave the Harp ahead of him. I think Dave struggles to get good starts on project cars, you know. The amount of times we've seen him qualify in pole position and lose places before they get to turn 1.
Yeah, he does, because I've done it on him. I've qualified second and he'll go, oh, Ray's got a good start.
Oh, he's challenging Hesselden for the lead though. He's up alongside and he's ahead. So Dave the Harp, finding his groove, takes first place. But is Kev going to have another attack on Hesselden as well? I mean, Hesselden has proved that he's quick in these Formula Bs. Oh, he has gone wide. Yeah, he has shown that he is quick in these Formula Bs, but he's also shown that he does seem to punish the tyres quite a bit, as Kev is up into second place. Neotig in fourth, Mulrine in fifth, and Jason in sixth. He's a little way behind, but he's got a bit of time to get himself up to speed. Oh, third and fourth run a little bit deep at turn 1. Very, very easy to do that though. Okay, so the challenge for the championship is on then.
Neil touching, I don't know who it is it Hesselden? Yep.
Yep.
A wee touch of tyres, from what I could see.
Oh, Hesselden's ran a little bit wide, sorry, and now Neotig is up to third place. I was about to say before these two started to get a little bit physical that obviously Kev, Dave and Neo are the top 3 in the championship standings at the moment. So Dave the Harp needs to beat Kev, Neo needs to beat both of them to have any chance of taking the title in this series. And Dave the Harp is in prime position to take the victory, but as we know, Kev will just get faster and faster and faster. But now Neotig has got ahead of Hesselden. He's got a bit of free road to see if he can catch up the cars ahead. He's shown in previous races he has got the speed to fight them, but...
Kev's got the fastest lap.
With a
113.6, where Dave's is a 113.8.
Yep, I said Kev's going to get faster and faster, and he is. Obviously, the more he farts, the faster he goes. Get rid of some toxic gases and the car gets lighter.
Just don't burp, Kev.
Yeah, don't burp, you might melt your steering wheel. So Dave the Harp has just been shown on the lap times that he's not going to have this one easy. He's not going to have it easy at all. Kev's going to pressure him as much as he can. The thing is, if Dave the Harp lets him get by, history would say that Kev will pull away. So Dave's got to really fight all he can to keep Kev 187 behind him. We're already on to the third lap of the race. The laps will fly by fairly quick here, with it being such a quick lap time. So what have we got? Neo has managed to get his lap time down to a 117, whereas Hesselden's in the 119s. So Neo is pulling away from fourth place, but he's dropping back from first and second. Kev's using the slipstream. A 13-1 from Kev. Go on, you sound like you're going to say something, Racer. Just say it. Don't be shy.
He was sandbagging, wasn't he?
Quite possibly.
You have Mr. Sandman, but we've got Mr. Sandbagger.
Mr. Sandman, bring me your dreams. I don't know the next bit, but we'll see what it seems. Anyway, yeah, I'm old enough to know some of these songs. Although, actually, I only really know that song because of Back to the Future.
Oh no, he's lost it. Kev's lost
it. He has. Kev spun it. Where's Neotig? He's going to come around the corner and find Kev slow somewhere. Oh, Neo was wiggling a little bit through the corner himself. He wasn't close enough to take advantage of Kev's moment. He's already up at the chicane. Has Neotig improved his lap times? He hasn't. So I'm surprised that Neotig hasn't hit a sort of low 14-15, but he can now see Kev ahead.
Dave the Harp's got a penalty.
Oh, power boost reduction then for Dave the Harp. That could just wipe out any advantage that he really had. Maybe he was put off by the fact that Kev's had a bit of a moment. Oh, Kev's pushing, he's nearly in the gravel there. Neo's not far behind. He needs to get his lap times down into the 13s or 14s if he can. 15.7, that is an improvement. Hesselden, I'm surprised he hasn't been quicker and hasn't improved on this lap either. Maybe the heavy fuel in his car is not suiting him. Mulrine has just bopped it down to a 119.0, and Jason circulating. He'll do what he does, and that is score points. So Kev now closer again to Dave the Harp. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, it's one of those things, Kev can push and push and push, but if he ends up pushing too hard and losing the rear end, he doesn't want to do what he did in qualifying in the warm-up session, and that is lose a wheel. Because as we know, you lose a front wheel in these cars, it's a very, very slow lap to get it back to the pits. Oh, he's going, he's into the barrier. And I was about to say, if you lose a rear wheel, you're out completely. But he's got all four wheels intact. Third place, wants to visit the wall again. He might even lose fourth place, because here comes Hesselden. That's not Hesselden, that's Hesselden. And there's Kev right ahead of him. So this is exactly what Dave the Harp and Neotig need. Kev making mistakes and dropping places. They just need Hesselden to catch him, overtake him, and force. Oh, I wonder if he's got damage then, because we're only 5 laps into the race. It's too early for a pit stop for tyres. So I would guess that that's damage on that car that needs repairing. Ooh, that's going to cost Kev a lot. Go on, Ray.
I'll keep an eye on how long it takes.
Okie doke. So that's moved Mulrine then up to, it says 4th place, but let's see, whereabouts is he on track? Yes, he is in 4th place, because we've got Hesselden in 3rd, Neotig in 2nd, and Dave the Harp in 1st. If it actually shows us the cars, there we go. I mean, Dave the Harp's going to have an enormous gap on Kev 187 now. As Dave goes through Sector 2, Kev is just on his way, leaving the pits now. We've seen him spin it a few times in the pit exit in practice and qualifying. Let's see how he gets on this occasion. just about manages to get out. Just
that
now.
was a 14-second stationary in the pit stop.
So that is a long pit stop for him, and he's come out in 6th place behind Jason. It's cost him, well, he says he's 31 seconds behind, but to be honest, Dave the Harp is closer to him than he is to Dave the Harp.
Heselton went for the pits and he's missed it. He nearly hit the pit wall.
Oh, he has now managed to get in there, but yeah, tricky one for him. You might want to keep an eye on him, Ray, to see if he how he gets on with the pit exit, as Dave the Harp improves on his previous best, Sector 1, and is now heading through the triple. Oh, I've heard the sound of car v barrier. Who was that? Jason is letting Kev go by. I did hear car versus wall, but I can't see who it might be, so we won't worry about that for now.
Heselton done an 8 seconds in the pit stop. I've got my stopwatch out anyways, just in case. How the hell?
So Heselton with a quicker stop.
Okay. Oh, somebody's went wide in turn 1.
I would guess that'll be Kev or Jason, because Dave the Harp's only just heading up towards turn 1 now. Didn't improve on his previous best lap. Neotig's still sitting on a 15.7 and is on his way into the pits. I thought this might be a little early for pit stops. This would suggest a 2, possible 3-stop strategy, with Dave the Harp continuing on. Mulrine, is he going for the pits? No, he's going to go and take 2nd place. Well, earlier stops than I was expecting. Heselton currently in 4th, with Kev 187 right behind him, both of them having made pit stops. So this is a battle for position, which Kev succeeds in taking. We have seen, though, that when Kev's the faster of the drivers, so can he now catch up to the likes? Oh no, he's spun it backwards through the gravel. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Just as I was about to say, is he going to be able to catch up the likes of Mulrine and Neotig? The answer would be no, because Neotig's come flying out of the pit lane in 3rd place. Mulrine is in 2nd, and Dave the Harp is in 1st, and I think he's just come round the final corner. So Dave the Harp is not bothered about how his tyres are getting on at the moment. He's going to be going as long as he possibly can. Well,
Neil Tig was 9 seconds on the pit lane.
I do think then it could have been damage that made Kev stop when he did. Either that, or he's thinking that the tyres he was on were just not worth staying on. I mean, we can see Kev 187 has just gone through the shot, and here's Dave the Harp. So Dave the Harp can actually see Kev and Jason, I think it'll be, who are in 5th and 6th place. Mulrine is into the pits for his first stop, and Neotig in 3rd place. Whereabouts is he? He's just going through the penultimate corner. So round Zeppelin he will go and retake 2nd place. So, I'm wondering if Kev's got perhaps a bit more damage on that car. He's definitely struggling at this phase of the race, and this is just playing into the hands of Dave the Harp, who could effectively, by the end of this weekend, once again be leading both the PCF and the PCS leagues. Because if he wins this race, he's going to score 25 points. If Kev finishes down in 6th place, I'll work it out, but he's not going to be scoring many. Let's see. It would be 10 points. So Dave the Harp could open up about a 9-point gap over Kev, so perhaps not the advantage that he would really hope for, but still, to be a nice healthy chunk of time. Okay, so everybody has pitted now, apart from Jason, I think, and Dave the Harp. And Dave the Harp's, he's still going. He's got no plans of pitting yet by the looks of things. But what he doesn't want to do is what he's done in the PCS before. Try and make a one-stop work and then spin. You want to save that for Sunday, doesn't he, Ray?
Yeah.
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 where you need to beat him, and hopefully you will, because we can't have Dave the Harp winning both both the Project Cars Fridays and the Project Cars Sundays. He's now entering the pits, so the leader then does come into the pits. Whereabouts is second place on track? He is a long way ahead of second place. So as long as he has a nice clean pit stop here, he should come out ahead. But then with it being such a short lap, it won't take long for second place to get quite far round the circuit. The green dot on the track map at the moment is the second place runner of Neotig. So they're heading up towards the end of Sector 2 as Dave the Harp's tyres gets changed. The photographer here takes a few snapshots and we have a look at the fence. That was a quick stop, that was.
9 seconds is your average stop.
Okay, so Dave the Harp then exiting the pits. Let's see how he gets on with the pit lane. Neotig could do with him spinning here, and this is the right hand part that Ray was saying the drivers may struggle with. No problems for Dave the Harp. He's back out as second place is only now heading into turn 1. But with everybody else stopping earlier, they're going to be on 2 stops. Dave the Harp is potentially on for a 1 stop, although he has only done 10 laps on his tyres, so he could still be on for a 2-stop strategy. Everybody else is now quite spread out, so come on guys, somebody spin, or somebody pit, somebody catch someone up, give us some action. Oh, Hesselden's nearly off, he's got 2 wheels off, not quite a spin though. Oh dear, come on, we can do better than that guys. Maybe we should watch Kev for a bit, he's been spinning a lot. Okay, I'm going to watch Mulrine in the bright green Formula B here. And one of the good things about some of these camera angles is we can see cars not too far away from each other on the track. They're just on the other side of the screen. Oh, Neotig perhaps struggling a little bit through the triple there. I must admit, this is a circuit where when I drove the Formula A's around here, I hated it. Because the Formula A's and the Formula B's as well, they're cars that feel like they have so much grip, and then all of a sudden they've got none, and you're facing the wrong way, and you're in a wall. So, let's have a look at what lap times the guys are doing. Let's see, Dave the Harp's last one was a 1:41, including a pit stop. Neotig's was 16.2. Hesselden's was an 18.0, Mulrine's was an 18.9, Kev's was a 13.5, and I think Kev is catching up to Mulrine. He is, so we're going to have a bit of a battle. It probably won't last long, but most occasions so far, Kev's overtaken a car and then spun, so we'll keep an eye on this one. Mulrine a little deep into 1, a little deep into 2, Kev's up the inside through Hotel, and he's gone. Is that Hesselden? It is Hesselden in 3rd place. I wonder if he's just come out of the pits. He may have just done a pit stop. No, I think he just perhaps had a moment around turn 1. But now we've got 3rd, 4th and 5th all together. Woohoo, bit of a battle going on. Let's see what you got then, guys. As they head through the triple, Kev having a look up the inside. Not quite on, but now he's having a look up the inside again. And through he goes to take 3rd place back. So he's done well to go from 6th back up to 3rd, but they are a long way from 2nd and 1st. 2nd has just crossed the start-finish line now. So, does that mean then that Mulrine may be able to catch Hesselden? No, Mulrine's dropping off. Not quite got the speed to compete with these guys. Kev's just disappeared into the distance. Is he about to set a new fastest lap, possibly? Perhaps say no with having to overtake, but he's definitely opening up that gap. Is he going to be able to catch 2nd, do you reckon, Ray?
Sorry, who was that? I'm replying to messages.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I was wondering whether you think Kev's going to be able to catch up to 2nd place. I don't think he will, not unless Neo in 2nd or Dave the Harp have some huge problems, which I can't really see them having. I think Dave the Harp is pretty much going to be into cruise mode at the moment. Last lap was a 1:15.0. Let's see what this lap will be. A 1:14.1.
It looks like Neotig's pushing, so there could be a mistake.
You're right. Push too hard could end up with being off the road. His last lap was a 1:17.8. We'll see what this lap is going to be. So 1:17.1. So at the moment, Kev is potentially catching at 3 seconds a lap. but I think he's going to be too far behind. I mean, 3 seconds a lap for 15 laps. I tell you what, he may be able to do it. He may be able to close that gap, because he's not really that far behind when you think about it. And he's just done a 14.1, so yeah, gaining 3 seconds a lap. Whereabouts are they in relation to each other? Kev's through turn 1. We've got a car into the pits, Ray. Yeah, Kev's through turn 1 and 2 as Neotig is through the triple. So could possibly do it. 3 seconds a lap for the next 15 laps. 30 seconds. Well, plus 30 seconds. Could be done. Could get close towards the end. Sorry, go on.
Hesselden, it's in the pits.
He did pit early, and he does tend to abuse his tyres a little more than others, so he may have to have another stop to do after this one.
That was a 13 seconds, so was there fuel added in there?
Quite possibly. I mean, we haven't talked much about fuel yet. I mean, the drivers have the choice. Start with enough fuel to get to the end, or start with enough fuel to just do your stints. And then top your fuel up as you go. I mean, which way would you do it, Ray? Start with enough and just go all the way, or top your fuel up as you go through the race?
What I do is I just top it up and just go for the full race.
Neotig is in the... Sorry, Neotig's in the pits. Carry on.
Sorry. Because with the pit stops that we've been having, we don't know what's going to happen. So I just fill it up, and if I need tyres, I'll go and get tyres.
Yep, not a bad way to do it. Okay, so Kev has now taken second place. Neotig's about to lose third place as well while he's coming out of the pits. Although Mulrein's not quite got ahead of him yet. He has now.
Because that was at least 10 to 12 seconds. So. And that was when I clicked onto him after you said he was in the pits, so he was already stationary, so he must have put fuel in.
Okay, Jason is now also into the pits as well. Dave the Harp has managed to get his best lap time down to a 13.4, which he must have done recently. Kev's last lap was a 13.5 though. Kev and Dave's times are so close that I don't think Kev's going to be able to actually catch up to Dave the Harp, and Dave is quite a long way ahead. Mulrein
just get past.
Yeah, I've just jumped onto them, and I was about to say Mulrein's about to come under attack, and he'd already been attacked. And Neotig on the move then, back up to third place. His fight, in a way, is with Kev, because if Kev has got another stop to do, Mulrein needs his laps. Oh, I was going to say Mulrein needs his laps now to be fast ones. That's Jason we've just seen go through the screen. So he's not the car ahead of Kev. Dave the Harp's ahead of Kev, and he's on the other side of the track on the right hand side there. So that's the gap that we've got from Kev to no, sorry, that wasn't, because Dave the Harp's crossing the start finish line. So that must have been Hesselden that we saw, who must also now be a lap down. Yes, he is. Dave the Harp's on lap 17 and Hesselden is on lap 15. I'm surprised by Hesselden here. He's usually much faster. So
yeah, he's always one for the challenge or pushing. Well, could be just this track, especially all the times as Kev's gone wide again. He's up behind, I don't know if it's a lap car, it must be,
yep.
Just get out the way.
Yeah, that'd be Jason. So, yeah, I mean, Kev's last lap was a 16.5, so he's just lost a second and a half to Dave the Harp. Neotig, he is now approaching the final corner, so we'll see what his lap time is here. His previous was exiting the pits. So what have you got then, Neo? Can you fight Kev off? It's only a 17.2. So he's going to need to pick that pace up a little bit if he doesn't want to get caught by Kev towards the end of this race. Dave the Harp out front is just cruising.
Kev's gone wide, he's struggling. I don't know if it's the tyres or just like the lack of practice what you get. When you've got that lack of practice, you just can't push as hard as you really want to.
Or he's pushing hard, and because of the lack of practice, he's finding it's too hard. Oh, this is... Well, Kev's into the pits. Well, I'll let you keep an eye on that one then, Ray, as I'll keep an eye on Neotig, because the gap was quite a big one between these two before Neotig pitted. So it'd be interesting to see what the gap's going to be once Kev comes out the pits. Is Neotig going to be able to get all the way to the end on this set of tyres? I'd be tempted to say I doubt it, because he hasn't done like 12-13 laps on any of the other sets of tyres, but he is now about to retake second place. It's not, there we go. So will Dave be pitting soon? I'm not so sure. Go on, Ray.
9 seconds, so that must have been just a tyre change.
Quite possibly. We'll see how Kev gets on with the pit exit. Not an easy exit, this one. And away he goes, so manages to get out without spinning it on this occasion. And now his challenge...
Perhaps on the pits.
Oh, he is. So Kev's challenge is now set. He's got 10 laps to catch up to Neotig. Dave the Harp has just... he's dominated this race from start to finish pretty much. Once he retook the lead. Neotig, he's been pushing to keep hold of that second place, not quite being on the pace of Dave and Kev here, but it's all about what points you get at the end, not what lap times you do.
The half out the pit's easy. He's been practicing.
So there was you saying people are going to struggle on the pit exit, and in the race nobody has, unless they struggled with it in qualifying and the warm-up, so they know in the race to take it very, very easily. With Dave the Harp comfortably out in the lead by a long, long way at the moment. Now, I'm wondering whether Kev's going to be starting to set some faster times now. Can he get into the 112s at all? Let's see what the gap between him and Neotig is. Kev's into turn 1. Neo is just getting to the end of sector 1. So the gap has come down, but Kev's going to need to pump in quali lap after quali lap after quali lap to catch up Neo. We may see where Neo is on the camera as we pan around this corner. Can we see Neotig at all? Yes, he's in the distance on the right hand side, although that may have been Jason. It probably was Jason. Oh, I thought Neo was going off, but he's not. He's just going around the corner. Now, Hesselden and Mulrine, are they close to each other? They're not far away. Hesselden in 4th place, and I actually think Mulrine may be closing up to him at the moment. Who's got the... Mulrine's got the faster lap between the two of them. Now, Hesselden did have a fantastic race in the PCS at Imola last Sunday. Not quite been able to convert it over to this race here, and coming under pressure from Mulrine at the moment. And the last thing you want to have on a Friday night is to be chased down by an Irishman, because there's a good chance he'll be drunk and a good chance he's going to want something off you. And for Hesselden, what he wants is his position. Oh, Mulrine's just gone a little bit wide though. He's chopping the grass, testing the gravel. Lost out a little bit of time that he'd been gaining on him there. Now, for Jason, he's managed to get his lap times down into the 119s now. But as I said, he'll just want to get to the end of this race, score some points. He's going to be beating everyone that hasn't raced. And he's got Neotig not far behind him now. Now, Hesselden and Mulrine still close. Is he off? Oh.
Yeah, he went off. He came back on.
You got me all excited for a moment then, Ray. Just don't tell the missus.
I bet I'll tell your brother.
No, he'll get jealous. Yeah. I tell you what, Mulrine had a moment, but Hesselden's just had a bigger one that's allowed Mulrine to catch him right back up. So, Hesselden's gone wide and Mulrine sneaks through to take 4th place. I'm wondering whether we're going to be seeing Hesselden come back to the pits again soon. It's probably around about now that he'd make a stop for his final stint and take the tyres to the end. Now, obviously, we want to know whether Kev is closing up on Neotig at all, but I think both of them may have to make an additional pit stop. Kev hasn't managed to get down into the 130, into the 112s yet, so...
Heselton's on the pits.
Oh, there we go. Oh, it's nearly at the pit wall again. I mentioned that I reckon he'll be pitting soon, and call that one about right. So slow into the pits he goes, past the JCB, which should really be on the pit exit, not the pit entry, but there we go. So Mulrine is up to 4th place, and if he doesn't need to make another stop, we'll have that comfortable. Okay, Neotig, whereabouts are you on track? Heading up towards the start finish, so let's find out what the gap is for the final 7 laps of the race, or 6 laps of the race as it will be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. So the gap is 10 seconds, and Kev is still lapping about 3 seconds a lap faster. So in about 3 to 4 laps time, we could have Kev 187 catching up Neotig for a fight for 2nd place, a fight that Neotig really needs to win, and a fight that Dave the Harp really needs Neotig to win. And we can see how far ahead Dave the Harp is, because the other guys have not long crossed the finish line, and he's about to do exactly the same. So Dave the Harp absolutely flying around here. See if we can commentators curse him a bit perhaps, although actually we don't want to do that. I want to make the championship exciting. So who should we commentators curse, Ray? Who needs to be bumped down the standings a little bit? Kev. Okay, Kev's been doing really well in this race. He's not put a foot wrong, he's not spun it once. He'll be looking forward to having a second dinner this evening. He is like a robot. He's been absolutely fantastic. So we'll see how he gets on for his next lap.
Lose it.
You make me lose it. You make me lose it. Doom 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 doo doo doom doom doo 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 doom 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 doo doo doom doom doo 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 doom. And there you go. I love that scene in Madagascar where they're all singing that song with all the little lemurs. Anyway. So, Kev has now...
Watch that, you've no kids.
Oh, come on, Madagascar's a brilliant film. Just because it's a cartoon doesn't mean it's made for kids. I mean, come on, the Lego movie ain't just for kids. Okay,
that's
Kev... I like bits of it. Okay, Kev's catching up a car, but that'll probably be Heselden. So Kev's going to need this car to be out of his way fairly quick, and there Heselden goes. And then he's got Mulrine ahead of him, I think it is, or is that Jason? No, it's a silver car. That's Neotig. So that gap has come down within 2 laps. So the battle is on. I've got a feeling it's not going to last long, because Kev is all over the back of him, taking a wide entry into the final corner. Oh, a little bit of contact, and Neotig's off into the barrier. I said the battle wouldn't last long. I didn't expect it to end up like that. Oh, and it looks like Neo's got suspension damage. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Neo, give him some grief. That car is in trouble. That's a wheel gone. Oh, no. Well, Kev might be waiting, but Neotig's now only got 3 wheels on his wagon, but it is going in a straighter line than it was when he had all 4 on. Oh, dear. Kev may have to wait a very long time. Kev is waiting, but I don't think Neotig will ever catch him up. Because Neotig's not even got to turn 1 yet. I'll tell you what, 4th and 5th have got past Neotig, but it's not for position because they're a lap down. So we'll focus on this battle, because these guys may be able to steal a place off Neotig, because it's going to take Neo a good 2 or 3 minutes to get back to the pits, if not longer. Oh dear. Well, Kev is probably still waiting for him, which fair play to him, bit of respect there. But it could cost them a lot of places, because I think Heselden and Mulrine are going to catch Neotig at least. Whereabouts is Neotig? He's only just got round. Oh dear, yeah. He's not even getting close to the end of Sector 2 at the moment. Kev is still going slow for him, but Hesselden's now come round turn 1 and 2, followed by Mulrine. They're going to be catching the slow-moving Neotig Jr. anytime soon. In the meantime,
Kev's
Dave...
off the track.
He's probably getting out of the way, just really getting out of the way. So here we go then. Is this going to be for position? It is going to be for position. Hesselden is going to go up into 3rd place, and he may find he's going to move up into 2nd place as well if Kev is still waiting.
No, he's put the foot down. He's realised.
Yeah, he's realised.
He's put the foot down.
He's like, right, I've waited long enough. I'm off, because if I don't, I'm going to get overtaken. So Hesselden not quite been able to catch Kev, but he can see him in the distance. Dave the Harp, his car's upside down! After the penultimate, his car's upside down with no rear wing. Oh my goodness, Kev's just seen him. What on earth? My goodness me.
Has he lost it out the second glass corner and it's flipped his car?
Quite possibly. Oh my days. Now, he had improved his lap time to a 1:13.2, but I don't think that this lap is going to be anywhere near that. That will
Kev's
surprise.
Push now.
He's definitely going to push now, because he's up into 2nd place. Dave the Harp is now back into the pits. Wow, oh my goodness me. All that Dave the Harp had to do was stick it in neutral and cruise around the track. And after the crash between Neotig and Dave the Harp, Neotig and Kev, he had it easy, he had it comfortable. He's got to be sat there now banging his head against the wall. It may be a little more comfortable than banging his head against the concrete, which I think he's just been doing. Now, it wouldn't have been a collision with Neotig, because Neo's nowhere near the final corner yet, and he's about to get lapped by Hesselden. Oh, Dave the Harp's on the move again. No, he's not. There's somebody else that's pitted. My apologies. Kev has not quite taken the lead yet, but he is now about to do so. And I tell you what, if Kev 187 takes victory here, with Dave the Harp scoring no points, that could give Kev the title in the Project Cars Fridays League. It will put Kev 187 on 137 points.
I'll be back in a second. I've just got an invite for Dave the Harp, so I'll see what's been said. Go
for it. Go and find out while I try and work out where's Neotig on the cards for finishing at the moment. 5th place, which would give him 11 points. That would put Neotig on 100. So yeah, this result is effectively going to give Kev 187 the PCF championship in the Formula Bs with 1 race to go. Now, I was not expecting that. I mean, Dave the Harp looked on the cards to go and take the lead in the standings here, but somehow he's ended upside down with the rear wing off the car, unable to get it back to the pits and out of the race. And Neotig's just about limping it into the pits now. And if I was Neotig, I'd keep going, because he's still got a chance of beating Dave the Harp in the standings at the last round of the season. So Kev now 2 laps to go for him. Hesselden up to 2nd place. And for him in the standings, if he gets the 20 points here, that'll put him on 69. That'll move him up to 5th place in the championship. No, it might not, because Mulrine's still running on 3rd place, who'll get 16 points, and that'll put him up into about 75. Go on, Ray, what have you got? What news do we have?
Yeah, but he was taking it easy. He hit that curb and it flipped his car.
Oh dear, so Dave Harp's been flipped off by a curb, and that's his race over. That's also, you may not have heard it, Ray, Dave losing the control of the car, being out of this race, is going to confirm Kev 187 as the Project Cars Fridays champion.
Is it?
Oh yes. Because Kev 187 will take 25. Oh no, he's lost it. He's lost it. That's the front wing gone. Where's 2nd place? Hesselden, come and beat him. Come and beat him. Jason's just caught up Kev, but he's going to find out that Kev's got no front wing. Kev's continuing on. He's going to go for another lap with no front wing. there's a good chance he'll lose control of the car if he's not careful. He's only got the 1 lap to go, so he's decided it'll be quicker to go on with no front wing than it will be to make a pit stop. Hesselden's not far behind him in second place, you know. Oh, this could get interesting. Maybe he won't get confirmed. Well, if he still scores 20 points here for second place, that'll put him on 132, with Dave on 108. Ooh.
Come on, Hesselden, come on.
Oh, if Hesselden can put Kev down to second place, it will go to the final round, because there'll be 24 points, I think, between Kev and Dave. I could be wrong. I'll have to check the maths on that one. Maths isn't my strongest point.
Gonna be tight. He's driving better when he had no front. When he had a front wheel.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
He's kept Jason behind him. Why is it you? Jason
It is.
Behind him?
Okay, if Hesselden can knock Kev down to second place, then there will be 24 points between Kev and Dave, but he's not going to be able to do it because Kev is coming around the final corner to finish the race with no front wing and take the championship here in Oschersleben. A fantastic kind of race here. Well,
that was well done.
It was. Hesselden will take second place on the road. Fantastic result for him. Mulrine, he's going to be in third place. And across the line he comes. Then we've got Jason. I said he'll do what he does best. And he's currently in fourth place. And he effectively he's going to be finishing fourth because he was behind Kev as Kev crossed the line. So that's Jason for fourth place. And Neotig for fifth. So I quickly pop the standings up. So I've got that for sorting the points out. So Jason, as I said, he'll do what he does best, and that's get to the end and score some points. So well done to him, but also well done to Kev 187. Gifted the championship by Dave the Harp, rolling his car in fantastic fashion. Just a shame we didn't get to see it. I'm sure he'll send us the footage of that, or he'll have deleted it already by now. Neotig may have something to say about Kev crashing into him, but to be fair, Kev did wait for about a minute and a half for him and then realised obviously he's got no front wing and it's taken him an absolute age to get round the track. And Neotig losing the front wheel did give Hesselden and Mulrine the chance to gain the places, and also Jason to gain the places. Now he is going to continue on to finish his next lap because the game will make him do so, but we just say that once the leader has crossed the line and you cross the line behind him, your positions are secure. Well, what a race. What you got to say about that one then, Ray?
That was interesting. My new phrase, interesting.
Interesting.
That was quite good. That was a shame Dave lost it in that second to last corner and flipped his car. That would have took it down to the wire and made that scene.
Yeah. I mean, that would have made for a very interesting final race had Dave gone on to take the win, because, I mean, everything was aiming towards Dave the Harp winning this race. I mean, it was Kev we were trying to commentators curse, not Dave the Harp.
Well, going to commentate cost me.
But the downside for you is that now that Dave has effectively handed away the title in the PCF, he's going to be even more determined on Sunday to win that race. He's not going to want to give anything away in that race on Sunday. So you're going to have to make sure you're on your game.
Have a problem with Hesselden and was it Hesselden and Adam 46?
Yeah, yeah, those two. I mean, you say a problem, what you mean is not a problem as such, but you are going to have the problem of those two are fast. Yep. And I know James
so going to take points away.
Yep, I know James Hulkenberg. He's liking what Adam 4600's been doing lately. I mean, in last Sunday's race, he was flying. He was absolutely flying. And Hesselden controlled that race from start to finish. So it will be very interesting on Sunday. I mean, in the Project Cars Sunday race, it's 15 laps around the Brno circuit in the Ginetta Juniors, where Ray and Dave will be effectively battling it out for the title. But as you said, Hesselden and Adam 4600 are fast. So, I mean, in a way, you need to win that race with Hesselden in second, Adam in third, that way, and Dave the Harp in fourth or lower. That way, you gain on Dave the Harp, you don't allow Adam to gain, and Hesselden finishing second is okay for everybody.
I'm just going to get them into a chat party and get their PayPal accounts.
I tell you what, I think we may have a move going on here. These guys have still got a lap to go, but Neotig's catching Jason now. No, they're into the pits, so their races are over. So Jason will complete the race in fourth place. Neotig, unfortunately, down in fifth place for him. And Dave the Harp, sixth. How disappointed will Dave the Harp be after that race? I mean, how did he sound when he talked to you, when he was talking to him, Ray?
I've sounded a bit down. Don't know whether it was due to anything else, but I did sound a bit down. But Dave's quite a laid-back person, so...
Hopefully he'll take it well. Okay, so that's it. The front row racing PCF round 9 at Oschersleben has been won by Kev 187 in dramatic style, and he takes the Project Cars Fridays League Championship as well. So we've been from
to have a couple of words, or
no, not after he crashed Neotig off in the way he did. The dirty swine. No, maybe next week. We'll get him in after the race next week, I reckon. Seeing as he has taken the title.
So he's got a penalty.
Yeah. Kev's got a 45-minute penalty. Okay, next week for the PCF League, it will be 26 laps around the Brno circuit, and that is also another kind of tricky track in these Formula Bs. So we'll see how the drivers get on then. Okay, that's it. We'll bring it to an end there, I reckon. So thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box, Ray. Thank you very much to all the drivers for taking part, and also thank you to the viewers. And well done to everyone.
Thank you as well, Dave.
No problem. On Front Row Racing, we will be live on YouTube again on Sunday from around about 8:30 p.m. for the PCS League, where Ray will be taking the fight to the upside down Dave the Harp for the championship in the Ginetta Juniors for round 9 at Brno. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.